Good evening, everyone. I just realised, damn, I missed my opportunity. I could have made an impressive entry with salsa dancer.
You still can?
Yeah, I still can next time. Right, I'm going to start today's presentation. I'm going to cover tonight's a topic that is usually associated with children. But in fact, we will see how play and playfulness has an even more important role to play for adults, and the possibilities and very strong input it can have in terms of helping us to promote a healthier life and healthier behaviors. Today we face what is known as a massive challenge, often referred to as a wicked problem, that of health, or to be more precise, of ill health. And what you can see from the images behind me is that in fact the way we design our environment in turn designs our behaviors. Whether it is access to healthy food, or my favorite is the image on the bottom left. You can hardly see anyone taking the stairs, everyone's taking the easy option. So as designers, we have a social responsibility to design for good. So how we do that? Well, before talking about playfulness, I would like to introduce the work of Johann Huizinga, a Dutch historian who actually wrote a book called Homo Ludens, and he explored in different cultures how people experience play. And what was fascinating about this work is that although we may speak different languages, we may come from different cultures, more or less we all experience play in the same way. And within his book there is an interesting definition about what play is, and two important things in there. In the first sentence, which is all about, play is a free and meaningful activity that is carried out for its own sake. So it's something that is up to us to engage and provides pleasure. When it comes to playfulness, of course you can find a lot of academic definitions, and if you go to the dictionary you can find a lot more, but to me play is exactly the contrast that those two images project. Is really about the power of transforming mundane, daily, boring activities we all do into experiences and activities we all want to engage, that invite us, that encourage us, that motivate us, because they're fun and we just want to do them. But unfortunately, what happens is that although as children, the way we understand and explore the world around us is through play and being playful, where it is creating make-believe worlds, or playing with our favorite pets, or engaging in play with colleagues, friends, mates. The moment we reach adulthood, playfulness is a taboo. And we don't stop being playful, but actually we don't permit ourselves to be playful. Look at this person. What's wrong with him? Why is he playful? Grow up. But in fact, I really like this quote by Stanley Hall. We don't stop playing because we grow old, but we grow old because we stop playing. So I'm going to repeat that again. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. And fortunately, there's the wealth of research that is actually emerging nowadays about the role of playfulness into healthy aging, and more specifically contributing into stimulating higher cognitive functions that can tap into well-being, help us cope with stress. Also, it actively promotes a more active way of living through physical exercise. In fact, the two images you see there, the one on the left, believe it or not, it looks like a swings in a park, but in fact this is a bus stop in Toronto. And one on the right is a bench in the center of the city. And in fact, for it to work, two people sitting on opposite sides, they need to move their feet to start swinging around. And playfulness, luckily, has been recognized in the field of design, and people are starting mapping these playful experiences that you find in games and so on into other a non-playful context. Take the workplace, for instance. There is a lot of work, and there is also examples, especially of big companies, where they're conversing both the management, but also specifically. Now we're going to look at some wonderful examples of where playfulness can be applied in health. There's a lot of examples to choose from. I think tonight is the Song Eurovision contest. So in the spirit of that, why don't we take a bit of a journey in a few European countries. Are you ready? Yeah! Great! So, our first journey is going to take us to the town of Eindhoven in Netherlands. And we have a great example there where designers worked side by side with residents and healthcare professionals. And they really transformed a whole residential block by simply using street furniture into a playful example. So let's have a look at the video, provided that works. No? Shoot. Go back. And again. Go. We should have it in a moment. Ah, there we go. So I'd like some of the examples that they presented here. Of course, boxing is a useful skill to have. But it was great, as you can see, how they transformed the street furniture that invited neighbors to come along. But also there was a bit of healthy competition with the lamppost, who can reach higher. And there were some interesting exercises. One of them reminded me of an old-fashioned way of an alco test, walking in a straight line. But this is a great example of how inexpensively you can really transform your neighborhood and invite social play and exercise, make it fun. Now for our next case study, we're going to fly a bit more north. We're going to go to Stockholm, so the country of Sweden. And this is a great example, again, in relation to what I presented at the beginning, where it was targeting at the daily commute. I think we need to press to start the video again. No? The play. So, in a Monday morning commute, basically, if we can have some sound. It's quite hard. There we go. Perfect. So in a Monday daily commute, everyone, as you can see, opting for the easy option, the escalators. And again, designers were looking at ways of inviting people to take the staircase. So overnight, they went in and transformed the entire staircase into an interactive, massive scale piano. So the next day, commuters were in for a big surprise, as you can see. Some had a lot of fun, scaring other people. Others were very musical. Of course, pets were invited, and people of all ages could enjoy a healthy exercise and generate beautiful music. And this is the important part, that in fact it showed that it made a difference without telling people. It simply invited them, and people actually used the more healthy alternative simply because it was something that was enjoyable. For our next case study, we're going to move away from physical activity and we're going to cross the Atlantic, go all the way to California, sunny California, and we're going to look at a different project that looked at how can we motivate people to drink a bit more water and how we can make it a bit more fun. Come on. And again, I'll need some help with playing the video.
Refreshing, isn't it? Kudos on the water.
Exactly.
Let's touch the water.
A talking fountain.
It completes a circuit and triggers pre-recorded audio. And every time your lips move away from the water, audio immediately stops.
Can I ask you a personal question? Are you a sipper or a gulper? Anyway, keep drinking up. Water can boost your mood.
When you touch it, you're thirsty.
Hello? Look up, look right, look left. And look down. The fountain's talking to you.
It's amazing the reaction and the word of mouth advertising that went, again, engaging people into a healthy behavior without even realizing, because simply it was made enjoyable and it was integrated into daily life and our own living environment. So really, as a takeaways from the presentation today, I would say that playfulness has a massive role in this area. First of all, it invites people, and this is central. It doesn't tell you what to do or not to do. It simply encourages you. It's up to you whether you accept it or not. And basically it helps design out some of the barriers that make healthy activities more fun to do. And very importantly, it applies to all age groups. In fact, some of our own research we've done at Imagination showed that playfulness is ageless. In fact, the older you are, the more likely you're to enjoy in play and really have fun. Secondly, it creates this magic circle. It is designed well that can transform any daily activity into fun one. So this means it's something we can integrate into our daily routine. So this is quite critical. And in the environment we currently have. And very importantly, it can create a social inclusion, something we tend to lose today. It can bring people together from different backgrounds, from different age groups. And thirdly, but also very importantly, it's something, and technology has a big role to play in that can be very inexpensively designed and built and integrated into the built environment, as you've seen from just a handful of examples presented. And thankfully nowadays there's a lot of research into that area, along with some of the research we do at Imagination. And we envisage that in the not too distant future, we'll be able to embed playfulness into the fabrics of everyday life that can help with promoting healthier options, healthier alternatives. And I'd like to leave you by saying that playfulness is one of the greatest gifts of mankind. And so if in our daily quest or in our daily struggle to get healthier, playfulness can give us a little nudge, a little incentive that enables us to do so in a fun and enjoyable way, then so be it. Thank you very much.